in. It's Friday. We made it to Friday. Yay. It's crazy. I haven't seen you guys since Monday. What have you been up to? What has everyone been doing? I'm alive. I'm still here. It's been a very, very, very busy week. There is no end in sight. Looks like it's just gonna keep going until we get snow now. But I'm here. I'm here for you. I've been kind of keeping an eye on stories and things, and I kind of wanted to come back and talk about some things that have been happening in the news. Maybe even fire up a game. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what kind of time we have today. But I missed you guys. I missed you guys. I miss playing games. I miss having fun. I miss raging. Early morning rager. That didn't sound good. All right, I got to do something here. Hold on. Snow King, thank you. What's got you so fired up today? I just read your message. I know who you are. I know you are. I haven't forgotten you. Very rarely do I forget people. I mean, I even know, I still remember a lot of the people that were a big part of the community before we all parted ways or whatever. But I mean, I remember pretty much everybody. Sometimes I pretend like I don't know people, just to prove a point. But that's a totally different situation. So anyhow, good morning, everybody. Let's do this again. Free, good morning. Smokey, good morning. Snow King, good morning. Penguin, good morning. Anybody else? Reckless, good motherfucking morning. Good morning, good morning. In the news this morning, good morning. I can't hit 365 watch streak if you don't stream. There you go. That's true. That is true. If I wasn't so goddamn busy, I'd be here every day. But there's just so much to do. There's so much to do around this house. It's too big. There's just too much to do. Yesterday, I focused on the lawn, which looks amazing, by the way. Got the lawn done. I still have all these side hustles, side projects, a lot of stuff I'm working on the side. So it's just been a really busy summer. But we'll get back to the grind. We'll be back to daily streams as the weather gets colder again. Last night I rode the bike. I met up with the wife and daughter, went to go get their hair done pretty late in the day. And they wanted to meet up at a restaurant. So I just rode my bike over there. I haven't ridden it in a month. Evening rides are awesome. Hardly anybody on the road. It's not dark quite. It's dusk. It's not quite dark yet. It's just a nice, good quality ride, I guess. So I'm very excited about that. But it was a little chilly last night, and I had to put on a hoodie just to ride around. As soon as I got to my destination, it was hot and I had to take it off. But just riding around, yeah. Fall is coming, guys. Fall is coming. We still have like a month left. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We'll get there. 3.5 weeks. But at the beginning of the month, and I was going to talk about this, August 1st, we went into our local store or Meijer, and they were already putting out Halloween shit. Like, guys, let's just relax, okay? We're 1 month into summer. We do not need to be talking about things that happen at the end of October yet. But it's like that it seems like every year. Like during Christmas, we're going to start seeing Valentine's Day shit. It's just stupid, man. Once Human. That game's been out for a couple years, hasn't it? I remember playing that game. It was very, very weird. It's like a base builder, extraction shooter, third person, I think. I think that's how it works. Man, I feel like it's been out for like 2 or 3 years now, though. Are you guys just now starting to play that? Like Pal World? My cousin and I were working out the world kinks to see how it works. We have to do some more with free, but yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out. I'll be on tonight for sure. Blah blah blah. I can hop in now. Aside from 100 menus, game smooth. Just want all the free shit. No clue what half it does. Hi, Snow King. Did any watch the GTA 6 on Netflix? No, I'm not really interested in the game. I love watching everybody else have meltdowns over it. I think it's fucking hilarious, but I'm not. Everything right now is like no disc, no buy, and I'm like no PC, no buy. I mean, they've already confirmed that it's running at 30 FPS, which I mean everybody fucking knew. But as soon as they confirm something, people lose their minds over something again. Like this disc to digital. We've been talking about this for months, and they finally announced it, and people are losing their minds over this stuff. Like it's brand new. Like, which we'll get to that in a minute. Did you go to get Game Pass perks? I'm so proud of when I met you a few years ago. Hell yeah, that was during DMZ. That was like fucking almost 4 years ago now. Crazy times, man. You've heard of Rage Against the Machine. Get ready for Rage Against the Lobby. I did not. I went through Steam. Me, You, Bones, Black Sheep, his brother, Laz. Yeah, absolutely. I still follow Black Sheep from time to time. He's still doing his thing. Laz, I don't think he streams much anymore. I haven't seen him around in a minute. I think he's busy. I know a lot of jobs and whatnot change for people. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in the office again, though. Just Boston wintertime is on the way. We'll get here quick. You can hire me. I'll work naked in maid outfit for free. I'll look into that if I'm a big deal. Actually, okay. That's the problem. October is next month. I know. Well, I mean, we still have to get through September, but wake me when September ends. Fall is coming. Still 95 here at 9 a.m. It's 69 giggity. We still have good weather here. It's starting to get a little chilly in the evening. You can feel it. And I'm starting to see leaves start to kind of like misplace themselves from the trees. Nothing's turning yet, but things are happening. Yeah, it's nature's trying to tell us that it's coming. Welcome to Florida. It's 95 plus here year round. It sucks. Open world survival type sheet, free to play, but 1 million different microtransactions. Yeah, I remember when this game first came out. It's very heaven. Asian. It's an Asian game, I do believe, right? It came out shortly after like the first Covenant or something. What was that other game that came out? Subnuke was really excited about it. Another third-person extraction shooter or something like that. The first Descendant, I think that's what it was. It was like shortly after that is when Once Human came out. We were getting all these Asian games. I think that was the summer that Delta Force was in beta before it came out. Before it dropped in December. Your chat is Town Hall Beat. We come here to talk. That's right. Beatdown is the judge, picks the topic of discussion. I'll let you guys pick a lot. I just kind of like put my 2 cents in there, which isn't worth 1 cent. But Once Human is open world survival game with freaky control. I played it. Why is it just now coming back around though? That's my question. It's been out for years. Like, why is it now all of a sudden? Is it like Pal World where it was in like open early access or whatever, and then when it went 1.0, everyone's like, I gotta play this game. That's my question for you guys. Why is this game popping back up now all of a sudden after 2 years? I want to say it's been around. It honestly looks really good even for being on console. I'm in Bama, so not much cooler here. I love it. Give me a free 710 coins so I can drop an ad. All right, so I guess first things first, let's start with this disc to digital program. It sounds like it's happening exactly like we had been discussing. It wasn't my idea, but the way that I heard it kind of explained, it makes complete sense. And it sounds like that's exactly what it is. So it sounds like we were about 99% correct on most of the disc to digital stuff. But now that it's announced, people are like, oh shit, does that mean that Xbox is going all digital? Yeah, that I've been saying for a long time. It's going to happen. People are holding out hope that there's going to be a disk drive in the next console. Neither one of these consoles is going to have a disk drive. When do you think we're going to? I really want to test this thing out, see how it works. I already know that the insiders get it in a couple days, Sunday or some shit, 31st or I don't know, whenever. 29, 30, 31. Is it Monday? I think. Either way, doesn't matter. When do you think the rest of us are going to have access to it? You think it'll be like end of September, going into October? Do you think that'll be when we? I'm really excited about this. This is great because now I mean, not that I even fucking use these discs, but it'll give me an excuse to go through, throw them in my thing, get however the process is, get my digital copy or whatever, and then I can throw all these in a box and throw them in the attic and be done with them, which is great. Is anybody in the insider program that's going to have access to that? Because there's like multiple levels of the insider program, and I was in one of them, but it wasn't like the newest one. I don't remember what it was. Either way, I would really like to see somebody demonstrate this for us so we can see exactly how it works, or at least give us a write-up on it. So if anybody here is in the insider program that's going to have access to this on Monday or whatever, please let us know and tell us how it works, please. I would love to see this. If you can include some video, that'd be amazing. I really want to see how this thing works. It's coming back up because it's hit consoles for the first time. Oh, no, okay, got it. So it wasn't on console before? Okay, interesting. Well, good, there you go. So then do we actually own the game then or not? Yes, you own it two ways, kind of. Your physical copy will always be available to you, but you'll now have a digital license for it. But if you get rid of the disc or you give it to your friend or you sell it or whatever, as soon as that disc goes into another console, it erases your digital copy of the game and now it belongs to that person. So exactly like we had been talking about. And that's the best way to do it. I see there's a lot of, again, a lot of a lot of dumb people. I've been reading all the socials this morning. It seems like a lot of idiots are on Facebook. Some other socials have some smarter people, but it's pretty sad to read some of these, and like just critical thinking is just it's not a thing anymore. It's too bad, but it sounds like it's a great program, and I really want to get to it, but it's only good for Xbox One and Series X games right now. So the 360 and the OG, those are going to come later down the road. There's one question that that I had seen in a write-up that I would like to ask you guys, and maybe you already know, but it is, again, it's a good question. But yes, you still own your games as long as you don't get rid of it. Helix is getting a disc drive. It makes no sense not to. It does, because those games, they're not going to sell games on a disc. It's just going to be a PC version of the game. There's no reason to sell a disc. And have you read this, Penguin? Microsoft is having a hard time sourcing Blu-ray drives right now because the manufacturers of the Blu-ray drives are starting to not make drives anymore. So they're getting harder and harder to find because as physical media goes away, the disc drives are starting to go away as well. So, I mean, that right there is another indicator that but the very least, well, I guess the max is that it would be an add-on, a disc, like a buy add-on situation, but it won't do you any good. It's just going to be for backwards compatibility. New games aren't going to be sold on disc. So, but Asha's not going to say that right now because she's letting PlayStation take all the heat. She's been asked directly several times and she won't answer the question. That kind of tells you what's going on. And I reread through a lot of Asha's stuff that she's been putting out. Dude, it's like right there in front of you. She's telling you flat out what's going to happen. And everyone's like reading between the lines. Like she's, trying to be like mysterious about things. No, she's telling you, go read it, reread it again. Cause if held electronically, that leave the title of the game that you now don't technically have. So you're paying for access to free to play it. No, it's just like, okay, so basically what it does is it gives you a digital copy so that you don't have to keep putting your disc in the drive. Because basically what your disc is, after it's installed whatever is on the disc. Okay, we won't even get into all that. We've argued about this before. Whatever is on the disc, right? Once it installs, the disc is worthless. It doesn't do anything except it's your key. You have to put the disc in to prove you own the game, even though it's on your hard drive, so the game fires up. What this does is it gives you a digital license. So you don't have to keep putting the disc back in the drive. That's all. That's all. That's really all it's doing. Come out with disc to digital, then you take away disc to digital with the next console. That makes no sense. Well, you're doing disc to digital now. Why would they want to include a disc drive, which again is going to drive up the cost of the Xbox? Everyone wants the next Xbox to be like $500. It's not going to happen. That's the other topic of discussion here today. But it's more money. Do you guys want to pay another $150, whatever, for a disc drive that you're only going to use for backwards compatibility? That's why disc to digital is coming out now, so that 2 years from now, when the next console comes out, you won't need a disc drive. Yeah. Disc digital only works if you have a disc tray. You have a disc tray now. Yeah, you have a disc tray now. So do all your disc to digital now. And then when the next console comes out, you'll be ready to rock and roll. That sounds complicated for a solution. I know that's required sometimes, but typically the simplest solution has the least to go wrong. I think this is the simplest. In practice, for the engineers, it took some figuring out to make this happen. That's why it's been kind of being worked on for the last few years. But how it doesn't get any easier than this. You just put the disc in, and it automatically does its thing, and it kicks the disc back out after it's done installing or whatever it does. And you put it back in the case, and you put it on the shelf, and you never have to touch it again. I don't know how it could be any simpler than that. So we got the disc to digital, and it only works for the X and early. So if I buy a Helix, I have to keep my one. No. Once it's on your account, it's on your account. Once you get the digital license, it's tied to your account, not to your console. So you do all the disc to digital now, and then your account transfers with you. So all your games, all your digital licenses go with you. You don't have to do it again on the next console. It all stays with you. And now they'll be adding more later. Likely when the Helix comes out, they will keep adding more to the catalog. Since the Helix won't have a drive, I have a second Xbox just to utilize this feature. I think you have 2 years, guys. I think everything will be done in the next year. Everything will be ready to rock and roll in the next year. This time next year, we're going to be having this conversation again. And I think at that point, everything, even OG Xbox games, everything will be completed. So then you have another year to do the disc to digital before the next console comes out. So might as well just change the PC. Right. Most people are. That's what Sony and Microsoft are doing. They're conditioning people to be like, okay, guys, this is your last one. Okay, we're gonna do this hybrid situation to try to get you guys ready for a PC, so that after that they can say, okay, we're not making hardware anymore. We're only making software. If you guys want to play these games, you have cloud available for you. You can get a dongle or whatever, or you can just play it on a PC, which they're doing right now. Sounds like people are going to have to buy an Xbox X and a Helix. No, they already have an X. and doesn't it work on this? Doesn't work on the One X or the Xbox One? So like literally, you can buy yourself. I see Xbox Ones on Facebook Marketplace for like $50. So you can go out and buy yourself a $50 console, which is cheaper than a Blu-ray drive that you put in your computer. and you could start doing this disc to digital right now. You won't have to have a second Xbox. But again, it's going to drive up the cost. The next console is going to be, a minimum $1,000, a minimum. More probably closer like $1,200. And if not more. No controller. Fast forward to 2020, yeah, I buy an Helix and then they add 30 more games to the catalog. What do I do now? No, that's what I'm saying. Is that everything by next year will be done. And you still have your Series X, so you could still do that. But like, it just doesn't make sense from a business and from your standpoint. Would you I mean, if the next Xbox is $1,200, but then you're like, we have to have a disk drive, so that adds another $100 to the price tag. Would you be willing to pay the extra $100 for something you're never going to use, that most people are never going to use? That's why I say, like, it's going to be an add-on. If they decide to do a drive, it'll be an add-on that you're going to buy separate for $100 or whatever, and that'll probably be subsidized as well. I've been very heavy on this. I'm console pro, not PC, but with everything happening, might as well, and I don't want to. But I mean, I recommend it. I think like the biggest thing, and it's the biggest thing with people jumping from console to PC is the simplicity. I think a lot of people haven't really looked into PC, and a lot of the complaints were valid 10 plus years ago, but now the PCs pretty much do their own thing. They update themselves. Graphics drivers update themselves. Games update themselves. Everything's pretty automatic nowadays. I mean, you can download the NVIDIA app, which automatically optimizes your games for your machine. I mean, it's not going to do the best job, and it's going to leave a little bit on the table. So if you're a power user like myself, you're going to get in there and tweak things. But for the average user, you're already going to see a huge gain in frames and video quality and everything else. Why wouldn't you? And if you don't want to mess with things, buy a pre-built and let it do its thing. It's very, very simple. The reason that disc to digital never works is because if you use things like GameFly, you got the disc and got to keep the whole game without buying it. That kills the devs. At this point, they don't care because the games are so old. Well, that's not how it works, but I mean, if you could do, I mean, GameFly is still a thing. If you do that now and you put the disc in there, you get a digital license or whatever. But as soon as it goes back to GameFly, the next person puts that disc in their console, it erases from yours. And yeah, see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's been taken care of now. So you don't have to worry about that. But I think it's great. And I'm happy that they finally announced it, but they kind of, I don't know, they didn't announce it really well. They kind of like in like small print are like, well, insiders get it first, and then, it'll come out later for everybody else. But like, I don't know. Kind of like this whole DLSS, the Ray reconstruction 4.5 that they just announced. We knew it was coming out because it was leaked. I fired up First Light the other day because that's one of the games that they're going to showcase this in, right? And I'm like, this doesn't look any different. So I did a deep dive. Oh, it doesn't come out until September 15th. Like, the driver is already there, but the games aren't going to have the support until the 15th. Like, I don't know. When you announce something and you drop something, it should happen right then. But I don't know, man. We have 2 years, but we don't control Xbox. Are you saying before 2 years, are they going to add every game they want to the catalog after 20? They won't care anymore. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That every game that they're going to backwards compatible, whatever, blah, 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 everything will be done in the books by next year. So it won't be a situation where they release a console 2 years from now and then they're still adding backwards compatibility to the catalog. It's going to be done and over. That's what I'm saying. I got Spanish ads slapped. That happens a lot. Well, per se, as an example, if you disc to digital a game and if you give it to a friend, then the digital attached to the disc goes with him. But that also means if someone steals my disc, they also steal my digital, which was never a problem when you just buy a digital. So now I got a disc to digital, then throw that disc in a shredder to stop that from happening for sure. I mean, whatever you want to do with your discs, yeah. But yes, that is correct. That's what makes it fair, right? So you can't just install it on your console, give it to your buddy, and everyone just handing out discs just to get free copies of the game. That's not going to work. The issue is microchips also in a major shortage, so that really affects the cause of won't be able to then do processing components requirements for materials to build it. We are already dealing with this. Yes, that's why I think the next console is not going to come out until 2028. It doesn't make any sense to do it now because nobody's going to want to pay $1,500 for a console. I mean, people are already losing their minds over $900 now, and they just released or pre-ordered whatever the anniversary edition Xbox Series X, which is, I mean, badass looking, by the way. I just want the case. That's all I want. $900 for this fucking thing. So if you really think the next console is going to be anything less than this, you're out of your mind. Out of your mind, man. I still see people holding out hope for it. But here, this is what I need to do. I need to pull up. I need Asha's words because I want to go through some of what she said here. I'm just coming from example, not by theory. For a fact, on the books, Cooker just came to the X. So did that flying game that took 10 years plus? That is fact. So now we are still in facts, or just in theory would take 10 years. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. What I'm saying is that all the games that they want, if not every game ever made by Xbox, whatever their catalog for backwards compatibility will be ready by next year. That's what I'm saying. So there won't be any more games added. Not just gaming accessory. Look at cars also going to full electric, all requirements of microchips. Right. You'd be surprised how many microchips are in your gas cars, though. I mean, that's the thing. I worked for GM for a short period of time, and they were. This was 6 years ago now. They didn't have microchips for something. I don't know what it was, the GPS system or something. So they were building full trucks and they were setting them on a lot, hundreds and hundreds of trucks that they were building, and they couldn't sell them. They couldn't get rid. They couldn't do anything with them until they got this thing of chips in. And then they had a big team. Once they got them, they would go out to this yard and they would just go in every vehicle and they'd do whatever they did to input them. And then they were able to ship them off. But this has been an ongoing problem for a while. The Rampocalypse made things worse, obviously. But yeah, it won't be any less than 1,300. Yeah, that's right now. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. It took them 10 years to add Cooker Live and Reloaded. Right. But we don't know what else they've been working on. That's what I'm saying. And they've been working on this digital program for I think 3 years. That means that they could have also been working on backwards compatibility for all these other games. So again, we're not worried about what happened 10 years ago. I'm worried about what's going on right now. If they decide that they want to do 50% of the OG games and 80% of the series games or the one games, then that's what they do. But again, I mean, they might down the road release I don't know. I'm just saying that there's really isn't a reason to have a disk drive in the next console. And they are coming out with more. It's taken years to fill the back catalog. Yeah, exactly. And again, everything will be done by next year. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what they've been doing behind the scenes, right? We don't know what they've been working on. Just because they haven't given it to us doesn't mean that they haven't already figured it out. The disc digital is no different than backwards compatibility. That's exactly what it is. It's just a better way of you doing backwards compatibility. That's all. I currently work for a said advanced auto company, and I've been seeing it with part sales, speaking from just no possible connection to it. Yes. Yeah, I mean, we see it in the PC world right now. RAM is stupid priced right now. The RAM that I got on my computer, I bought for $90 when I built this computer 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever now. My RAM is selling for damn near $500 right now. It's insane, man. It's insane. So until these AI companies stop sucking up all of our technology, it's going to be a mess. And even then, it's going to be a hard recovery. Hard recovery. We know they slow as shit. PCU ECMs Yeah, yeah. That they have rat ass workers. I don't think that's true at all. Everything takes time, brother. Everything takes time. Especially when you're doing backwards compatibility, because what you're doing, you have to emulate. You have to emulate old hardware on new hardware. That's where that's why it's difficult. So now you want to, you're trying to emulate a console that's 25 years old and everything that came with it, right? And then another one that's 20 years old, and then another one that's 15 years old. I mean, you're trying. No, I'm with you. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, okay, so what she says here, this is on the 26th, 2 days ago. This is Asha Sharma. This is the new CEO, the head of Xbox Games, basically. Your physical game library is more than a collection of discs. It holds years of memories and stories worth preserving. Starting next week, Xbox insiders can unlock a digital entitlement for supported physical games. I like how she throws that word in there, entitlement. I think that's a direct shot at PlayStation and trying to pull some PlayStation people over. We'll start with thousands of titles and add more as we can. Okay, so that wording right there tells you that they'll add what they can as long as they can. So it doesn't mean that every game ever is going to, or if that when the next console comes out, they're going to continue the backwards compatibility program. It could just be done there. Let's see, what is that? Nothing there. There was one that I was really interested in talking about, but it's kind of all drowned here. All right, I'm trying to find, she was talking about the pricing of gaming consoles and such. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't see it here. A lot of Call of Duty shit, Elder Scrolls, voice chat, and then we go back to something else. So I can't find what she's talking about. But she, in an interview, she was talking about, it probably wasn't a tweet or whatever. In an interview, she was talking about the pricing of consoles, and the way she worded it, it wasn't that they're going to sell cheap consoles. It was the fact that they're going to give you more ways to purchase. That was the wording in there. More ways to purchase the console, which goes back to what we've been talking about with that finance program that they've been doing for the last 15 years or something like that, where you can get your console and it's kind of like a rent to buy or whatever, like Aaron's rental. So basically, you're making monthly payments on a console with interest. So you're going to end up paying $1,700 as opposed to 13 or 14, whatever. But if you read through what she was saying and you really read it, which I think she's setting people up for what we've been talking about here. What I've been really talking about is cloud gaming. Those little dongle situations that I know that they started, they canned it. Phil canned it after a few years, and I think they brought it back again. So now they're working on this thing, which for $100, get yourself a little dongle. If you don't have a smart TV, you throw this on your TV on the HDMI, just like a Roku or a Fire TV or whatever, Chrome, whatever, Chromecast. And then you have your controller, and then you cloud game. That'll be for the people that don't want to buy, the $1,300 console. If you want to buy the console, but you don't have the money for it, then there's going to be a financing program for you. But that's, I think she's telling you guys, but people aren't reading. They're looking for hidden shit. Oh no, their servers can't handle the amount they already struggle with just Game Pass Cloud Play. So we download it like a PC and now play off their servers, and your connection isn't good. You're just shit out of luck. No, you don't download it. It the way cloud gaming works is it's running on a server in their headquarters or somewhere in a server farm. And basically you're playing like remote play. So your controller goes through the Xbox app or whatever it is, goes to their servers, and then it goes back to your monitor, TV, whatever. So cloud gaming, and it's not the best on Xbox, but if you guys have Amazon Prime, go play Luna. They know what they're doing over there. Luna runs fucking awesome. And if you have Amazon Prime, you have access to it right now. And there's a lot of bangers on there. So if you want to try some cloud gaming, you really want to give it a shot. I wouldn't try Xbox because they're not quite there yet. But Luna is awesome. Try it, brah. Try it. Yeah, I won't get 100%. I get that and understand. I don't believe they will make progress in 2 years. I think they already made progress, and I think they're going to slowly start giving us access to these other games. But what they need to happen is they need this to get out in the wild, and that's typically how these things go. You can test it to your heart's content in a controlled environment, but to really know if there's going to be problems or to find the big problems, you got to put it out there. You got to get it out there in the open. You got to have people try to break the fucking thing so that you can fix it. So I think what's going on is they're holding back a lot of games, a lot of things right now, because if someone figures out how to reverse engineer this thing and steal shit, basically, they only want it to happen for a select amount of games. So again, that's why it's going to Insider first, because insiders are going to let them know about bugs. And then once they're happy with that, then they'll give it to the rest of us. And then if everything is going good after that and they don't find any issues and people aren't abusing it to a certain extent, whatever, then they're going to start giving us the big libraries. I think they've got more done than you think, Penguin. I really do. She said thousands. I bet. So you read it too. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. But nobody's building $1,000 consoles. So that was kind of like, again, that was kind of. Did she say that accidentally? Or did she say that so that when the console comes out for $1,500, she's like, yeah, no one wants to pay thousands. We're only going to charge you $1,500. But seriously, no one's going to buy a console. I mean, nobody's going to. I mean, most PC people, their PCs are probably right around $1,500. For the majority of PC players, I would say the average price for a PC is about $1,500. And that might be high. Stop free boating a game not paying you. What does that mean? Dark times for gaming? Why? Why though? I think this is great. I mean, my kids are kind of getting into older stuff. They're buying CDs from time to time, and you know they're getting like Walkmans and old CD players, and they like to have this old technology. And I lived through it, guys. I lived through all of that, and I'm happy where we are right now. I think digital is awesome. I think it's amazing. I don't have to worry about shit. I just buy it and it's there. You know, I don't have to carry shit around with me. I don't have to have boxes taking up space. It's just there. I love it. I love it. So I don't know what this movement is to try to go back to the olden days. They need to they just need to start making better games. That's all. Stop firing people that are making games. Let them finish their games. And if a game doesn't sell crazy, but it's winning awards and you know it's artsy and it's creative, like don't punish those people just because the game doesn't sell as well as you know other games. We need the creativity. We still need that. Like Double Fine, I'm still happy Double Fine's okay. Matter of fact, yesterday they were giving away Brutal Legend for 666 minutes or something like that. I don't know, but either way, like I don't know. They need to start focusing on making great games again, and just be honest. Just be honest with people. I think things would be a lot easier if they were just honest. But then you look at PlayStation, they were honest and they were transparent, and then people just lost their fucking minds, man. I commend PlayStation. I really do. Like that took some balls to come out and say, listen, guys, it's not selling, and there's no reason for us to make this anymore. It's getting more costly on our end of things. We don't really make any money on those, like it's just. So yeah, we're not making physical media anymore. I think that was smart. I think that was a great play. It backfired a little bit, but again, all right. Does anybody have any numbers on this? This week was the PlayStation blackout, right? This is the PlayStation blackout week. Does anybody have any numbers? Have we seen anything? Like how badly is this hurting PlayStation, if at all? Does anybody know? Has anybody seen anything? Can anybody tell me anything? I'm digging you with the boating, Luna. Posting that. Oh, got it. Yeah. Games are getting it from all sides: corporate greed, politics, payment, boycott, drama with credit cards, AI integrations, division, general community division. I gotcha. Things are changing for sure. And it is a corporation. I mean, it's a corporate thing now. It's not like it was in the 80s and 90s where it was, small studios that weren't really backed by anybody. They were making games for gamers, and but that's over. It's never going to change. Corporations got their hands in everything, like just like everything else. But if they're smart, they'll continue making games so they can keep making money. You know what I mean? If they keep making the same crap over and over, they're just going to lose people in general, because people are just going to get bored and they're going to go outside, touch grass, and find out that there's a whole world out there for them. You know what I mean? Not the cost. No, she was saying thousands of games will be a part of the disc to digital catalog. It's not that I don't trust her. I don't trust the worker's ability, and that's simply because of what we have now. That's what I was saying about the 10 years. These last 10 years have been great, but it's taken 10 years to get X this. Well, I mean, were they working on it 10 years ago? Did they say it took us 10 years to get Conquer online? No, I mean, like, they're probably focusing on other things. And you got to remember, like, you can't blame the crew. You got to blame the captain. The captain is the one that's in charge of everything, right? Like, we don't have that right now. We don't have that adult in charge country right now, right? It's always somebody. The finger's always pointed at other people down the food chain. Like back in my day, the guy that was in charge of things, if something went awry, he was the motherfucker. He took full responsibility. This is my fault. This is my problem. I'm going to fix it. I'll make it happen. We don't really have that right now. We have a lot of finger pointing at the guys underneath them. It was this guy's fault. His fault. Not mine. It wasn't my fault. So I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I don't think anybody said it took them 10 years to get Conquer. I think that's what you're saying, right? Because we didn't get Conquer 10 years ago, so it took them 10 years. So again, I'm just saying, like, I think whatever they're planning on doing with backwards compatibility, they will be completed within the next year. But I don't know. These are all just guesses. But so far, I've been pretty right about majority of things. I don't think I've been really wrong about anything up to this point yet. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. And I'm here to have the conversation with you guys, because it's kind of hard when outside of this we have our own little groups that we kind of hang out with, right? So like, this is a place where we can all come together from different groups, all walks of life. We can kind of talk about what's going on in the world. I don't really care about console. I just don't really care anymore. I just kind of beyond that. But it is interesting to see where things are going. I think it's an exciting time. I really do. Like, there's all this glum and doom and gloom and doom, but I don't see that. I see this as it's just the inevitable next step in gaming. I don't know. I miss old days of like having a reason for the story, and I like and I linking over to the multiplayer side back old school days. I got tired of typing the amount of compounding fact. I got you. I got you. No, I understand what you're saying. Politics, honestly, are getting involved in gaming, and that's the issue with it. Because due to the generations of change, and who actually understands it as that's all it is, and they're who look at it well, it's because that's why it happens. It's definitely possible they will switch up, but fire under their ass. Since Asha joined, we've had lots of updates and changes and new innovations, so they might change their habits. What though? What new innovations? Like a lot of this is carryover from Phil. What did she innovate? What did she really do? The only thing that she changed that I can think of is that the exclusives. She pulled back on the exclusive shit a little bit. Not all, not completely, but a little bit. But other than that, what really has she done? What I mean, she came in, she gutted companies, studios. She got rid of studios that had games that were just about complete. I mean, I don't really. What else has she done? Disc Digital has been in works for years. Backwards compatibility has always been a thing. The 25th anniversary console was, that's been worked on for a while. I mean, I don't really know what has she done? What has she done? I wish I wasn't so broke. I could pay for subs. So I don't know getting ads, but honestly, I accept it. Rather help watch and support my boy. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm 500 away from dropping an ad on y'all. There you go. Well, have fun with that. All right, I had pulled up a story this morning. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier today. There are two separate major outlets have reported that the disk drive situation getting more difficult in general, as essentially the entire supply chain for the components required to make optical disk drives is collapsing. Windows Central, Microsoft still hasn't really put its mark on the debate, although sources tell me it's less about the disk and more about the disk drives themselves. The entire supply chain for the components required to make optical disk drives is collapsing, with assembly lines pivoting away from the tech as users actively opt for digital only. Again, this is what I was saying earlier. This is just a different way of saying it, but the suppliers, the people that are making the Blu-ray drives, they're not making them anymore. That's the, so what do? You buy one of these places and you just keep making them. You just start churning them out yourself. But it's Blu-ray, so it's Sony, which means that now you have to license it through Sony, which they're going to make it almost a complete impossibility for you to do that. Digital Foundry says, well-placed sources tell us that not only is it becoming harder for Microsoft to source Blu-ray disc drives, but the amount of disc manufacturing facilities is also declining. And the existence of the program does lend more evidence to the idea that Helix will be an all-digital console that makes this program a much-needed stepping stone that lets users take their full Xbox libraries into the next generation. So again, this is what I'm talking about. It's not just physical media, it's also the components that play the physical media are starting to go away. So I don't know. I mean, in 2 years from now, when the next console comes out, do you really think that this is going to get any better? I don't think so. Exclusive, the more direct communication with the people, rework of Game Pass. Back compatibility was dismantled by Phil. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They were always working on it. They just said they were done with it for that time being. But the disc to digital program has been working. They've been doing that for like 3 years. And they were working on backwards compatibility along with that at the same time. That was part of the program. More focus on console instead of PC. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. Seriously. Cloud was Phil. She pushed for more help with AI. The more direct communication with the people, though. But I mean, was he not direct? I don't remember him not being direct. I don't remember him like, and I've read through her tweets. I don't see a whole lot of. I don't really see like there's like she's being any more transparent than the previous person. You know what I'm saying? The rework of Game Pass and whatnot. I mean, yeah, I'll give her that. That was definitely come down on price. And then the caveat was that you're just not going to have Call of Duty. And I think most of us are okay with that. There are some people that are upset, but whatever. I mean, if you play Call of Duty, you're probably buying the fucking game anyhow, right? So it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But to save, what is it, $7 a month for the whole year? I mean, I think that's a good trade-off. So I'll give her that. Yes, absolutely, she did. But then she started getting rid of the studios that were supposed to be giving us more Game Pass games. Now it looks like State of Decay 3 is still going to be coming to Game Pass, so that's good. That was one I was a little irritated about, but so that's good. So somewhere in the clause, somewhere in the legal paperwork, they made it so that the game is still going to come to Game Pass. So good. Whoever worked that out, fantastic. Thank you for doing that. I don't know what the see two of the things you said there. I think a lot of people are not happy with, though. She's pushed for more help with AI, but that's the thing, is it wasn't like just beginning of the year or like end of last year, everyone was mad that AI was showing up in video games. So if she comes in talking more AI, isn't that going to piss more people off? Oh my God, welcome to the Gaming Beats. I'll make my own Blu-ray drive become rich. There you go. That's a big L for the people that like to be able to just buy consoles with disk drives, but that's a huge W to the people that refurbish old tech. Oh my God, I've rebuilt and modded. I mean, I can't even tell you how many 360s in the last 2 months alone. People really, and it's it's funny because it's the 360s. They're pretty much all digital. I mean, the disk drives work, but the hard drives are full of games and. But people are really going. They really want their old consoles back, man. So sad they better make the disc to digital work on movies too. They can't do that. They can't. They can license their own gaming proprietary, but they can't do that with movies, because the license would have to come from the movie studio. That's the whole thing that's going on with Canal Studio movies on PlayStation. Like they're being removed. People are like, yeah, they're taking our shit away. Well, no, they're not. You just can't. You should have access to them. You just can't watch them on your PlayStation. That's it. Thank you. I definitely needed some water. No, absolutely. They stopped working on back compatibility. I mean, okay. I mean, even so. We'll give her that one too. We'll just say she came in and said we want backwards compatibility going on right now. I don't have enough information to argue that one with you, so I'll give you that one. Bro, my phone glitched. Welcome to the Gaming Beatdown, brought to you by Beatdown, where we talk about the new and upcoming events and future events with live feedback. Fridays, where we discuss about future events and the possibility opportunities. Yes, that's what we do here. We talk about things. Sometimes we even play games. Sometimes we even play the games we talk about. I need my bullet points back again. Thought I had made myself a list, but I guess I did not. So that's very interesting. That it may not even come down to a whether they want to or not. It may end up coming down to a, if the parts aren't available, what do we do? What do we do? I've seen people ask or say that they should do what Nintendo does, where they have cartridges, but I think flash memory is part of the Rampocalypse. So like, I don't think that that's the way to do it either. it's just time. It's just time for everything to be digital, guys. It is. And again, I went through some of the stuff when you guys were talking about games like just disappearing. I've gone through almost all my launchers, and I don't see anything I'm missing. I don't. Not that I keep a list and I have a shit ton of games, but like one of the games that we had talked about was Outlawed. I still have that on my Steam account. You can't do anything with it. It's worthless, but it's still there. I can download the game. I can still download it onto my console. I just can't, or onto my PC. I just can't fucking do anything with it. So I mean, it's there. No one took it from me. Do Friday feedback days maybe a way to get the community engaged? This is all feedback. I'm responding to your feedback. So I'm excited for this Dis to Digital program. Penguin, I think you said you're in the thing. So come Monday, will you give us a write up or kind of explain to us kind of how it works? And I mean, it sounds very simple. Again, it just sounds like you just pop the disc in, it does its thing, it pops it back out, and you're done, right? But I would like to see the process. So again, anybody that's in this program, when you finally get the ability to do this, I think it's Monday. Please share your experience with us. I am very, very, very interested in knowing how this is going to work out. Okay. We have a lot of gaming shit going on this week. Gamescom was Tuesday, and then there was a couple other ones. I think there's another one today. I don't know. I've been missing a lot. I know Ubisoft had one. I mean, everyone's kind of showing off their games and whatnot. Was there anything of interest? Was there anything of interest that you guys saw? And oh, that's what I don't know if we talked about this on Monday. Monday was a bad day. I couldn't get my console to work. Console always gives me trouble. I don't know what it is. But did anybody play Call of Duty the beta over the last weekend? And then is anybody going into play today? Because I think it starts at 3:00 today, so just a few more hours. Is anybody interested in Call of Duty at all? Or I think the Warzone thing comes out today. The DMZ map they're going to be showing off in Warzone today. Is anybody going in to play that, to check it out? And then there was two other betas, play tests or whatever over last week. War Dogs, I guess, had another one, and then that Dead Zone game, or was it Dead Zone Rogue or something like that? The game that Manic and I played. Manic got me into this game. I don't like roguelike games, but he found one that I liked, so good on him. Little Hog found me a zombie third-person extraction game that I really, really like, and I wish I don't. Maybe we get some information on that soon, because that playtest was back in March, I want to say. Dead Zone Rogue, yes. They had a playtest for the second one. I think there's a demo out now, but there was a playtest over the weekend. I missed it. I found out 5 minutes before it ended, so I got in there and I played. I went through 2 rooms real quick, and then I was booted and I was gone. But it's shaping up to look pretty good. I think it's a good time. I think it's a great time. So I can't wait for that game to come out either. I have no idea when it does, but or maybe I can go into let's go on my wish list. Maybe I can find it in here. I got to clean my wish list up. There's a lot of shit in here I don't even care about anymore. Last knew you were in it. Okay. They making a new roller coaster tycoon. Holy shit, Gamescom. Hopefully they keep it OG style. Besides that, I have no clue what else is coming out. I played the campaign for about 20 minutes, then I uninstalled it. I played through it a couple times, so I was trying to get my settings correct. I mean, it's just Call of Duty. Not really into the COD beta, Cuck. I'm not really into it either. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of want to try the Warzone. I'm a sucker for a BR. I really am. I know it's been almost 9 years that PUBG's been on console, but uh, I'm still a sucker for a good BR game. There's another one. Yes, play Dead Zone Rogue 2 beta. It's the same slight changes to menus with some new enemies, but it was good. Yeah, Smokey got a little bit more time into that than I did, but I am excited for that one. Let's see here. Naquan Last Paradise. That was the game. There is no new updates. There is really no information. This has been on my wish list for, it'll be 3 years in November. I need to clean this out. There's a lot of shit in here I don't care about anymore. Ooh, looks like Hell Let Loose. Vietnam's not doing too well. That's a bum. Where the hell is it, man? There it is. Dead Zone Rogue 2. It doesn't give us a day. Unfortunately. No day. Is anybody still interested in War Dogs? I'm out. I mean, it's just Hell Let Loose. Modern Hell Let Loose with one game mode. I didn't really see anything that was interesting to me. I watched a handful of people play it. It looked like one of the most boring games ever. They're just sniping people from buildings, and yeah, just looked very, very, very boring. So I'm out on that one. I wasn't part of that play test. I did play. Like I said, I played Call of Duty. I played the campaign a couple times, and then I had some router issues and couldn't get back into the game. And yeah. But I mean, I can get back into it this weekend. So I was thinking maybe getting in there. Maybe Louis will jump in and play a game or two with me. Louis is our resident Warzone guy. I just want to try it. I just want to see what it's, I want to see what they've changed. Day one, we in there for sure. My BR reflexes aren't like they used to be. I'm a noob now. Dude, you put me back on the sticks, man. I'm a noob. I've been doing my best. So what I've been doing behind the scenes, so you guys know, I've been using my controller on PC for as many games as I can, just to try to get back in there and try to relearn the sticks again. So if I ever get this console working properly, I would like to get back in there and play some games with Peak. Fuck beta. I love it. Did the play test a few before the beta. No thanks. For War Dogs, is that what you're saying, Hog? I'm kind of out of it too. And it's good to see you, by the way. Hello, friend. I watched the Nut and his group play War Dogs. Of course, they made that fun as hell. But the Gamescom this week, I didn't get a chance to stream it since Monday, so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. I haven't really seen anything announced. The big news was that yesterday they were showing off an extended look or whatever at Grand Theft Auto 6, which I don't really care about until it comes out on PC. I just really don't give a shit. It looks like Star Wars Zero Company came out today. I know some of you guys were excited about that game. Turn-based. Final Fantasy meets Star Wars. There you go. Let's see. This week, what came out this week? Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 came out. That 1666 Amsterdam game came out. That was really very strange. I played that. So, oh, this is cool. On Monday, Titanic Escape Simulator came out. That sounds interesting as shit. Tuesday, we got Aliens Fireteam Elite 2, 1666 Amsterdam, Western Rye. And then it must be a new update for Flight Simulator. Western Rye is an open world survival crafting adventure game set in the old West American frontier. Looks kind of like Red Dead Redemption. Looks interesting. Some of you guys might be interested. I mean, it looks like, you know what? This looks like a blatant ripoff. Go look this up. It's called Western Rye. Now, you know what? The more I look at this is just a copy and paste of Red Dead Redemption. And it's getting mixed reviews. Surprise, surprise. Oh, look at, we could be a little hog. There's a police officer game. First person police station simulator where you manage a police station, process suspects, hear citizens' pleas, and manage the daily chaos of law enforcement, one decision at a time. Oh, man. Hog, are you going to play this, dude? I'm sorry, yesterday, Star Wars Zero Company came out. Metal Gear Solid 2 Master Collection. That's got Peace Walker and Guns of the Patriots. That came out yesterday. And then, that can't be right. What is today? Friday. I think this is wrong because a Plague Tale came out today, I think, right? No, it came out yesterday. I'll be damned. All right, so anyhow, Resonance, the Plague Tale game, the prequel, that came out yesterday. I just downloaded. I was thinking about playing that. I also have Hitman, the new elusive target with Snoop Dogg. I haven't even touched that. I haven't really done shit. I haven't done shit in gaming this week. But again, I'm probably gonna hop on Call of Duty. I know it sounds weird, and yet no, I am of sound mind. I probably am gonna hop on Call of Duty tonight and try the Warzone beta. I know, I'm losing my mind. I get it. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay, man. Oh shit, there's a new Serious Sam game coming out on Monday. It's a roguelite. Serious Sam is I said this a couple years ago. I was like, they need to bring back Serious Sam, dude. I think Serious Sam 4 was the last one, and that came out in 15, 16, something like that. Serious Sam was one of the dumbest games, man. I loved it. I loved it. All right, so that's it for now. Big Ambitions is the game that came out today. It's a revolutionary role-playing business sim. Go from nothing to the biggest entrepreneur in New York by opening small businesses or slowly building huge corporations any way you like. That actually sounds like, I don't know if it would be fun. I mean, that's why I got out of corporate America. I don't want to go back to corporate America by playing a video game. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd be pretty good at it. I don't know. We'll see. Gamescom was Asian, Korean, and Chinese market 70%. I mean, I don't scoff at that because I do like some craft and stuff. I mean, there's been some okay games coming out of there. They're just, a lot of them are just kind of like, they're just way out in left field. They're not really for me. They're not really my type of game. And, I kind of stay away from a lot of that. But I mean, PUBG, Naquan last was, I mean, I'm really excited. That's the one Asian game that I'm looking forward to. Bro, I'll hop on. We play Shift at midnight. What is that? No, never play it. Don't ruin your night. I hate corporate America. Yeah, that's why I left, man. Doing my own thing now. DeGhost, there he is. What's up, dude? I know DeGhost is gonna play it tonight. You been checking out the Warzone? You been checking out the beta Warzone? See what's up? I think I'm just gonna jump in tonight and check it out for a little bit. We were supposed to have this big barbecue tomorrow with the family, but someone got sick, so that's been canceled. So I'll be busting my ass tomorrow instead, trying to get as many things done as possible. But I will be gaming tonight and tomorrow night. Not that it makes a difference because no one ever hits me up, but in case you're feeling froggy, I will be playing games. Yep. All right, cool. Finally get a chance to sit down and play some games. So as far as Game Pass, oh yeah, you're right. They actually did add it. Once Human came out a couple days ago, it's not big. The big news is it actually came out on console, which is wild. It's 105 gigs on PC. How big is it on your guys' consoles? I mean, that's got to take up a good chunk. That's got to take up a big old chunk. So there were other gaming shows this week though. Was there anything like nothing? Like nothing's been revealed? Here, how about we just like Gamescom roundup or something? The only thing I was really interested in was and they did do it, was Nvidia's the new DLSS 4.5 for RR, which those, I mean, they announced it and they released it, but the games that have it aren't going to be updated until like halfway through September. So that doesn't really do us any good. The disc to digital program was announced. That's another big one. But again, that only goes to certain people on Monday. And then from there, we don't really know when we're going to see it. But I'm interested in that. I Smokey's Mine. Shift at Midnight is a store stocking game possibility of monsters. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You jump on Once Human. 105 to 110. That's it. Cloud Play, baby. GTA 6 leaks. Likely to public by December or February. For the disc to digital program, that's a long time, bro. I was thinking like late September, like early October, but that's a long time. Well, my discs aren't going anywhere. They just sit in a closet. They've been sitting there for 7 years. 6, 7 years. 6, 7 years. GTA 6 leaks. Can we get a leaks emoji the plant? I saw one of the videos. I know they're getting taken down pretty quickly. And then now they're saying that they've caught the guy. They found him. I don't know. But there's this huge conspiracy theory that this guy doesn't even exist, and what it is this huge publicity stunt by Rockstar to drum up even more business. Because I read something earlier today that after the dust cleared, that pre-orders went through the roof again after these leaks. So it kind of goes to, hold on. Oh, okay. I saw something here from Gray Zone. They're just doing a live stream from whatever game conference they're at right now. Gamescom. It's still going on, I guess. That's it. I thought there was big news. It's not. They're just having a thing going on. But either way, blows dust off from the disc, gets COVID. That's pretty funny. Most excited for Gears of War. Everything else is mid for me. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, I'm with you. There's really nothing else I can even think about that's coming out in the next couple months that I'm even excited about. Nothing. I think we already went through most of the big games. Everything now is next year. There we go. All right, so all the games that were announced: Notice Fall, Rainbow Six Tactics. I assume that's a turn-based. It sounds like they're trying to do what they did with Gears of War. They're trying to do that with Rainbow Six. I don't know. That's my guess. Silent Hill, Townfall, Resonance of Plague Tale. That's already out. Sea of Remnants. Rayman Legends Retold. That looks pretty cool. PUBGDead.net. Okay, so I was going to address this as well because Peak was talking about this. They kind of did a little dirty thing here. Is Project Valor? They was a placeholder name, which obviously, but I mean they changed it, finalized the name to Dead.net. People are thinking that this is the next PUBG 2, and it's not. It's just Project Valor. It's just their new name or whatever. But people are kind of excited about this now, or just hearing it for the first time. I don't know. I mean, I would like to get back in the playtest and see what they've changed over the last few months that I haven't been involved. But the last I left, it needed a lot of work. So this is probably something that's going to be for next year. But they've announced it and they have a name now. It is not PUBG 2. Not PUBG 2. The guy works for Rockstar and he is allowed to put said content as a build-up type thing. It's all controlled. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I believe that, but it's plausible. It is plausible. They've had things like this before. That one leaker that we had in the fucking PUBG community when I was partnered with them, there was a lot of speculation that was bullshit. But when they caught the guy, he actually came forward and said, "Yeah, I've been subpoenaing guys. No more shit coming for me." But he did have an inside guy. 100% he had an inside guy, because 5 minutes after our late night meetings of what was going on, his information was out. So 100% he was either another partner or one of the partners was his rat, basically. Rats everywhere these days. The earliest I would say is November, because that's around when the big yearly console update happens, and that's a sweet spot. But early testers need weeks to test and feel for it, bugs to happen, then fixes, etc. Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier is that this is going to go the insider program so they can find all the bugs, because I can already see it now. Someone's going to figure out how to backwards break this thing and get it so that you can have unlimited copies of this thing. And I think that's what they're doing, is they're trying to give it to the insiders first, because they trust the insiders to let them know where the bugs are. And then once they feel confident, then they'll give it out to everybody else. And then again, once they feel confident, then they're going to start giving us the big library of thousands of games. So it sucks that they have to, you can't just like have an emulator that just runs every game from a single platform. It usually gets it running, but then there's bugs and things they have to fix. So then they have to go to each individual game and they have to fix things. I've seen this personally with some of the emulators for the OG Xbox and for the 360. It doesn't emulate things perfectly for all games. Some games will run great, others don't run, and then others will run, but they kind of half-ass and you're missing assets and blah, blah, blah. It'd be nice if they were able to figure out a way to just make one emulator do everything and they didn't have to go in there, because then you would get all backwards compatibility. But right now they have to go into each individual game and squash the bugs, fix it, and then ship it out. That's why it takes so long, Penguin, just so you know. That's why it takes a long time. It's not an easy task. Sea of Revenant looks sick to me. There's a few other titles I have to see the list myself. Rainbow Tactics, yes, is an XCOM game. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I played XCOM on my 360 back in the day. But yeah, if you ever look into like Manic might like this. Manic, you ever played Gears of War Tactics? Gears Tactics is a great game. I'm not really into the turn-based thing, but when it's an IP like Gears, it's very interesting. I think Halo had one too, didn't they? Oh, that was Halo Wars. That was more like a world or Warcraft. That was more like a Warcraft type game. But Did you not? Okay, if you like turn-based, you might want to give it a shot. I mean, just because the game looks fucking gorgeous, gorgeous. It was probably for a while, it was one of the best looking games on the Series X when it came out. But man, my console would maybe be screaming over there in the corner. PUBG is dead? Is it? I wouldn't say it's dead. You look at the Asian market, that's the only reason the game's still alive. But yes, the last I knew, I'd heard from, I think it was Hollywood Bob, this was last summer, I think, had said that the European and the North American player base is less than 7%. That means that 80% or more is all in the Asian market. That's fucking bonkers. Bonkas. Only turn-based game I ever played was Soggy Cracker. Yeah, what the fuck is Soggy Cracker? Halo Wars is a chess type game. Now, when I think of a chess type game, I think of oh god, Full Spectrum Warrior. Does anybody remember that game? Well, there's two of them really. 10 Hammers was the second one, but Full Spectrum Warrior, that's the way I would explain it to people. It was like a military chess game, and it was fucking awesome. They need to remake that game. I mean, Pandemic isn't a studio anymore, so it'd be hard. I don't know who has the rights or whatever, but someone needs to remake. And there was a PC version of both games, I do believe. I'm pretty sure there was a PC version for both. But dude, Full Spectrum Warrior is one of the greatest fucking games. Absolutely amazing. The Ghost remembers. Hell yeah, dude. Ever notice once the rest of the world drops a game, then the Asian come in? Ghost likes to play Soggy Cracker. It's on Game Pass, or it was not too long ago. What? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I actually have a cracked version for the PC. I have a lot of cracked games, if you will. It doesn't look like it's on it doesn't look like it's on Game Pass anymore. It might be on console, but for me, I'm on PC here. It does not show that. Full Spectrum Warriors on Steam. You can get the complete pack. They're $10 each, or you can get the complete pack for $5 off. So for $15. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, again, you could find this in other places, and CD keys, which they're not always the best price. I mean, I'm partnered with them, but I buy my games from Kingwin or G2A, and I buy my Windows keys from another place. But man's on crack. Asia loves games. They gaming cafes, hotels. Yeah. And when you hear the stories about the people that die from playing video games, it's usually from over there. These people will sit there in these cafes for days. Days. But it's borderline obsession over there. It's like a way of life, really, over there. But it's a very deadly obsession. Never watched a K-drama or anything? I don't know what that is. G2A for win for Game Pass Ultimate. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. That was the other thing we had talked about. That there's a lot of people out there that the whole physical, not to bring it back up again, but just kind of just touching on that for a second. That one of the arguments is that when physical goes away, you can only buy your games from PlayStation or Xbox from their storefront, and they're never going to go on sale, which is kind of true. I waited 3 years for Hitman to go on sale, never fucking did. But anyhow, You're only going to be able to buy these games from these storefronts, and then they will dictate the pricing. But there's places like G2A, Loaded, Kinguin. There's a ton of them out there. These secondhand key resellers or whatnot. You guys can buy your games there. You don't have to have a physical game to get a good deal on a game. There's other places out there for you. So that argument is pretty much debunked right there. But you'd be surprised how many people don't know that. They just don't know, you know? K-drama? I don't know what that is. Maybe you need to go touch the grass. I can. I've been talking to you guys for an hour and a half. It's, you know, I can hear lawnmowers going on outside, and I've been outside all week. Just so you guys know, I've been outside all week, and it is amazing outside. Amazing. People play games over there can be seen like we look at football players. Ink, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, buddy? Hells to the yeah, brother. Let's see. I think I actually own it on here. I don't remember if it's this Steam account or it's my original Steam account. It is on this one. Does it have controller support? You definitely need mods, though. I will tell you, the game is pretty dated. Pretty dated. I think this game came out in 2004, 3 or 4, something like that. So it's as old as my kids. That's pretty funny. Go walk outside right now and take a breath and come back. I'll sub if you do. I don't know. You said earlier you can't afford it. And I don't want you to break your bank, man. Happy Friday to you too, brother. I was one of them. I was only educated by you, Beat. We were just not shown, taught. We are in the dark. I understand. I'm here to educate you guys. Again, I'm kind of in a weird situation where, I should say rare, not weird. It's a rare situation where almost all of my gaming life, I've had both PC and console. So I've always been kind of in the middle, not really on either side. But for the last 6-7 years, it's been a completely different situation. But before that, you had to have both. A lot of console exclusives, and then there was a lot of games that were either better or only available on PC, which is still the case now. But in the last 6-7 years, it seems like that has shifted completely, and now everything is available on PC. There's really no reason to have a console anymore. I mean, there are exclusives to console, but nothing big. I think GTA 6 is probably going to be the first game that is a huge console exclusive that people aren't going to want to switch to PC just yet. Every other game that's been out has just been kind of just whatever. Hey, what's going on, Peak? Peaky. Being hit with ads, huh? Till when was that? 2-3 weeks ago, I only knew I could buy games from the store or Microsoft store for the last 20 years. No one tells us console players anything. We are left to our own ecosystem. I know. But I'm out here. I'm trying to educate you guys as best as I can. Hello. Okay. I need more coffee. I'm going to hit the restroom and I'm going to go stand outside and take a big breath of fresh air. Even though I have all the windows open right now. I mean, just nice breeze coming through the house. I also have to see what's going on in the house and see where everyone's going to be. So give me just a couple of minutes. I will be right back. Louis, thank you for the resubbing, man. How you doing? I am ready to sweat. I was thinking maybe I'll play some COD. Wanted to check out this Warzone. Maybe, I don't know, but nobody wants to play with me, so maybe you want to. You beat How to Fish yet? Kept dying the spider and haven't played again. There you go. Louis is ready. All right, so I wanted to. This week I've been kind of cleaning everything up in our house and trying to get ready for sale. And my garage is like 90% complete right now. I'm so excited. It's been a work in progress for a while, but I've been really hitting it hard, and I've got rid of a lot of things. A lot of e-waste is gone. A lot of stuff that just going to Goodwill, just a lot of stuff I just got to get rid of, and things I've just thrown away. And it's been a good experience. Now, I was going through a ton of stuff, and I found a little piece of history here that I wanted to share with you guys. This is, see, you can't see much of it because it is green, so the green screen does not like this. But I'll take a picture and I'll put this in Discord for you guys. But this is how they sold digital content back in the day. This is from GameStop. Xbox Live game add-ons. Inside is a receipt. This is from 2010, 16 years ago. I bought the digital version of Limbo from the Xbox Live arcade game Limbo. It's $14.99. That's what this receipt is for. Inside of this thing, this is really cool, man. It's instructions on how to activate your digital game online. That's awesome. So this is obviously 360 days. And they started doing the digital stuff. Just a little piece of history there for you guys. So I'll take some better pictures of this and I'll put it in Discord for you guys. But 16 years old, the beginning of digital as we know it, which I mean, it had been a thing for a couple of years before that, but that's as far back as I have records. Pretty cool, huh? No? Okay. Oh, that goes to the side. And the other thing I saw, I got my list now. The last thing I was gonna talk to you guys about, and then we can just open this up for whatever. A banned game from 23 years ago is coming back in early spring of next year, and it's going to be available on the PlayStation for the first time. Does anybody remember a game called Postal? Postal 2 is the game that we're talking about here, but has anybody ever played Postal? I don't remember what it was banned on. I remember it was banned for this in the States, maybe. You could still get it, but like it was hard to find. But Postal 2 is a great game. That game is coming back. It's going to be Postal 2 Redux, and it's going to be on a whole new engine. It's going to be on the Unity engine, it looks like. It's being rebuilt in Unity 6 with developers promising a complete visual overhaul, upgraded NPC systems, improved combat and physics, and a smoother way to move through the game. The remake will also preserve the sandbox style freedom that helped make the original so polarizing, which players able to approach the game's bizarre world in different ways. That's that's pretty funny. Oh, you never heard of Postal 2? Okay, yeah. It must. I don't think it ever hit consoles. Maybe it did because it said. We're gonna look it up. It says for the first time on PlayStation, so I'm assuming it was on Xbox, right? And probably GameCube. GameCube is weird, man. No. Here, this says it was on PC and Mac. All right, so maybe you know, was this a PlayStation website? Maybe that's what it is. Weird. No, Men's Journal. Weird. It specifically says PlayStation, but I don't see anything here that says that the game was ever available on console. So I don't know. Oddly enough, it was available on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. It was on Linux. Linux was a baby at the time. That's wild. Wild. What? Back Friday, right? Thursday? Can't say I've ever heard of it. That's interesting as shit. Okay. But there you go. For those that don't know, Postal 2 is coming out. All right, back to this list of games that were announced. Control Resonant. The Blood of Dawnwalker. Game of Thrones. Dust Origins. Exodus. Yeah, see, these are all, yeah, like you said, like 90% Asian games here. Monster Hunter. Metro. That's Russian. Or Ukrainian. Is it Ukrainian or Russian? Either way. Hitman. Oh, that's just the Snoop Dogg thing. Afterworld. Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. That came out yesterday, I think. The Amsterdam game. Road Kings. Mariachi Legends. Stage Tour. Oh, Stage Tour. That's that new Guitar Hero game, isn't it? They're bringing Guitar Hero back. That's crazy. Speaking of crazy, Crazy Taxi World Tour. That's already been announced. Turok Origins. I heard this was rumored. Anybody ever play Turok? I mean, what was it? What came on the 64, I think, and then it was on a couple of consoles after that. But is my controller ready to go? It can be. Should I be playing it with a controller? Grav Hounds. So you play, it's a first-person shooter, and you all play as dogs. Humans with dog heads. Interesting. Lego Skylines. This looks like a SimCity builder, but it's Lego? That's interesting. Yes and yes. Okay. Transport Fever 3. Exterminats. Looks like that's exclusive to PlayStation. The logo reminds me of what was that big game that they not kill Resistance? You guys remember the Resistance game that was on? I think it came out on PlayStation 3. There's like 2 or 3 of them games. This kind of reminds me of that Resistance game. No Law. Cinder City. Pony Island 2. I didn't even play the first one. Tarkov was dope as fuck. Isn't that the game you slay dinosaurs? Yes. Yeah. Yep. Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. Yes. Tarkov was dope as fuck. Are you playing Tarkov right now? Zoo Punk. Oh, this looks like a... Oh, there's another game. It was a turn-based game where you played as like animals that had been like, I don't know, like given abilities and stuff. This kind of looks like that, but it also gives me like some Star Fox feel. Got like a Star Fox feel to it. There are no ghosts at the Grand. The Defiant. First-person Asian shooter. Like or Die. That looks like Super People. Tell me that's not Super People. That was Super People's problem. They couldn't rebrand. They changed a lot and they made it better the second time, or the third time around was bad, but second time around was better, but they didn't rebrand it properly and no one wanted to play it because they had already played the original and it was like, what's different? Yeah. So. Oh, Turok. Okay. I got. Yeah. Sorry. I missed that. I've never played Escape from Tarkov in my life. Yeah, me neither. I watched a lot of people. If I can't sleep and I don't want to get out of bed and go find something to do, I just turn on a stream of someone playing Tarkov and I'm out like a light. It's one of the most boring games I've ever seen played before. You never will either. That's pretty funny. So as far as games go, not a whole lot the Gamescom was kind of subpar. Again, did anybody besides Penguin, you like most of those games there, but did anybody see any games presented this week that they're excited about? That's crazy. Yeah, that's funny. How about big game releases 2026? Let's see what we got there. Obviously Grand Theft Auto, but the Wolverine game that's coming out, but that's a PlayStation exclusive, isn't it? Didn't it change that? Wasn't Wolverine supposed to come out on everything? And then when Asha came in and goes, no, we're gonna keep things exclusive, they're like, oh, fuck you, we're gonna do the same thing. Wasn't that how it played out? I'll look it up. Yep, it's only gonna come to PlayStation. Oh well. Oh well. Gears of War. That's really the only game I'm really looking forward to at this point. Gears of War, that's it. Most of these games came out. Resident Evil Requiem. That came out at the beginning of the year. First Light's been out for a few months. Forza just came out a couple months ago. There's a new Animal Crossing game. My wife would be excited about that. High on Life 2, Reanimal, Placed, Crimson Desert. The Halloween game. Halloween game's coming out. Just like all the other games before it, I think it'll last maybe a year and then the servers will shut down. Atomic Heart 2. Fable. That game's been pushed back to early next year. The new Lego Batman. I completely forgot about this game. Lego Batman and Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, remixed, remastered, whatever the fuck it is. Those are two games that I wanted to play this year. I haven't got to them yet. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. Star Wars Zero Company. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. That's a game for next year. High Guard. That game came out and died quickly. Toxic Commando. Pragmata. Ace Combat 8. That comes out soon, right? I know a lot of you guys were excited about that one. Control Resonant. I'm going to play this just because I like this. I like this universe. But these types of games, like a RPG type game, I think. Not usually my go-to games, but I'll give it a shot. Mouse came out. That was kind of a bummer. That was kind of a letdown. Good game, but the fact that there was no replayability kind of just huge bummer. Stupid Never Dies. Oh, I'll be damned. We were just talking about Star Fox. A new Star Fox game's coming out this year. Let's have a look. See. Nope, it already came out. June 25th. They got an 8. Got an 8 rating. Never mind. It's already out and about. I don't think Wolverine was ever going to Xbox. Oh, was it not? I don't know. I don't really keep up with it. I know they were talking about it. But anyhow, wife, thank you for the resubby. 65 months. Holy shit. We've been going at it for a minute. We were just talking about it's been almost 2 years since we canceled Jackbox. We need to get back to it. Can I give you some controller settings before the sweat commence? Yes. Yes. Send me whatever you got. I watch a guy named TP. I've been watching him since Blackout. He has like the right amount of smug and the right amount of ego. I don't typically watch Call of Duty, but when I do watch Call of Duty, I usually watch him. Pretty damn good. Ex-pro player. Seems pretty down to earth. Also a dad. Anyhow, he was sharing some of his settings. His graphic settings, right on point, man. On point. Even the campaign looks pretty damn good. And I did start messing around with some of his controller settings, but I haven't really got in there and really messed with anything yet. So yeah, send them my way, bro. As long as the wife doesn't have plans, then we might be gaming tonight. So I was thinking about jumping into that Call of Duty and just trying it out. The missus beat me by 9 months. Yeah, Lou, you've been here a long time. You're one of the OGs, man. Not many OGs left. Most of the OGs are long gone now. Watch Apathy. He's another pro, right? I think I know who that is. Isn't his logo like a gorilla or something like that? I think I know who you're talking about. We do need to do a Jackbox. I agree 100%. Dad X Pro is really good. The wife is gaming. Did you see the game bar after? Did you see the game bar after bar? What did you like the most about the GTA 6 showcase? I didn't watch it, and I didn't watch the extended look on Netflix either. What did you think, Words? Hey, good to see you, Words. Good to have you here. Nice to have Words with you. What was your thought? I'm not really interested in the game until it comes out on PC, and even then, it's probably going to be I'll wait until it goes on sale or whatever. I probably won't be day one buying it, but I know that a lot of you guys are excited about this game. So I mean, it's for the community. I don't mind talking about it. We talk about a lot of stuff in here that I don't really care about. But I mean, I know you guys do, so we can converse. Did it show any? Did you see anything new that the leaks haven't already shown you? I wish somebody would leak DMZ 2. You guys are all like going nuts over this GTA 6 leakage, and I'm over here going, why can't this leak guy find some fucking footage of DMZ 2? I mean, at least today we get to see the map, right? So I mean, that's a good thing. But still, I want to see some gameplay. I want to see what's involved. I want to see, how close is it to the first one? I think they're intentionally keeping it from us because it's not anywhere near as good as the first one, and they don't want us to know yet. That's my guess. So, yeah, great guy. Manic's been following 3 years, 3 months, and 19 days. No seconds in there, huh? Shadow Reaper. What's going on, man? How you doing? Started during the DMZ Bonanza. Yes. Oh, such Such a great time. We had Rick James in here screaming every day. We had Peak in here, just loving life. It was a great time. And me doing stupid shit like the one chip challenge while I was streaming, which was dumb. My grandma, my grandma, even to the day she passed, was not happy with me about that. She was not happy that I did that, but she respected it. Played it the other night. It's fun. Mix up different cocktails and throw them at your friends. With each cocktail has a different effect that happens. Discord, you okay? Thank you, sir. Just came through. Smokey's been here for three years, 4 months and 23 days. Oh shit! It's on now. It was aight. What was your takeaway? It wasn't the next best thing since sliced bread, but it was okay. I got you. Did they give you enough information? Did you feel like they gave you enough to work with, or do you need more? We got to checkpoint 12, 13 out of 23, so about halfway there. Some challenging spots, but definitely fun to just mess around in with. Yes. I mean, it's all right, like overrated as fuck, in my opinion, and you, that's just how the bullshit goes. I mean, once upon a time, once upon a time, I used to really enjoy, Grand Theft Auto, and Vice City was my favorite. So, I want to be excited for it. I don't know. I 5 just never. I bought 5 on every platform, and I just never really played. The most I ever played was for you guys a couple of years ago. Joey jumped in with us, him and his nephew or cousin or whoever the fuck he was, and we all just ran around in GTA Online. They showed me how to make money and do things, and I played through the day before. I think I had played through a bunch of the campaign, and then all of it got erased. All of it. I lost the whole game save, man. We're talking like 4 hours of gameplay. All gone, just gone. So I was like, all right, that was it for me. I couldn't go through it anymore. This map seems small, only 44 players. Oh, are you playing right now? I thought it came out 3. So it was 1 o'clock? So it just started? Okay. Look at Friendly Steps. That could be a good one. Sorry to mean you. Meant to say, that's just how the bullshit goes. No, you're fine. You're fine. I wasn't offended by anything you said. Soul Chained also. Are these fun Steam games you guys are talking about? Man, Facebook Marketplace is just, I don't know. It's so hard to get anything fucking done in here. It's like a shittier version of Craigslist without the hookers. I'll catch you up here. I've been buying and modding 360 consoles, throwing in big hard drives, throwing all these games on them. Like, this thing's ready to go. All you need is a controller. I'm selling the console that's modded, with a 500 gig hard drive with over 80 games on it, like almost like just packed to the brim. Okay, I have it listed for 150 bucks. I got a guy that said he has to drive 2 hours to come to me. He wants me to sell for $100. I was nice and I said I'll drop 20 bucks. I know 30, 120. I said I'll sell it to you $120. That saves him $30. I ended the conversation days ago. He just hit me up again. Hey, I'm just checking in on you. I can still come to you, and I can make it happen today for $100. I just listen, bro. I already did you a favor. Why just because you're driving, why should I drop the price by 33%? Why? Since Micro Center is an hour away from me, should I call them and say, negotiate with them? Hey, you know what? I have to drive to you. How about you drop this $100? I just don't understand where the I don't know where the logic is there. Anyhow, people drive me nuts. Yes, all indie games. All indie games that are not available on console. The good old back pages. That's right. Bring back Craigslist hookers. They just moved on to something else. I don't. Hell, they're probably on Facebook Marketplace. I don't fucking know. I don't even know anymore. I thought it was the wife hitting me up. I'm going to look this up. Yeah, OnlyFans. There you go. Okay, so what I was looking for is earlier I was telling you about what Asha Sharma had said about consoles being expensive and gaming in general is getting more expensive as as time goes on and blah blah blah. And she was talking about a couple different things, and it was very interesting. She keeps talking about this reset. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. There we go, right here. BBC. And no, that's not what it stands for. Manic. British Broadcasting Company. Anyhow. Xbox chief executive Asha Sharma says the gaming giants need to be thinking about affordability for its next generation console amid a crisis in computing prices. She said rising hardware costs, partly driven by AI spending, means firms need to find a way to make gaming affordable. It's funny that the irony here is that she came from the AI world that's causing this problem, and now she's over here on this side of the fence complaining about the other side of the fence she just came from. It's funny. Let's see. What else did she talk? I'm going to put this in Discord for you guys so you can see it as well. She also revealed gamers will soon be able to get digital versions of many of the physical games they currently own, potentially meaning their old games can be played on future consoles without having to put a disc in the drive. I know players love physical media, and I know there's a lot of benefits in digital media, and I want to make sure people have a choice. Currently, digital games can be downloaded online and played across Xbox consoles or PCs, blah, blah, blah. We are announcing the ability for players for 1,000 titles with physical discs to be able to have a digital entitlement. Again, that word entitlement, I like that because it sounds like you own shit, right? If a disc is sold secondhand, the digital rights would transfer over to the new owner. Players will be able to access the feature by inserting one of the supported games in their Xbox console, and Sharma hinted at it meant gamers would be able to play their old titles on future hardware. We've long pioneered backwards compatibility, and so you'll continue to see that as we go forward in the generations. Okay, so now that says something different. I did not read that earlier. That you'll continue to see that but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a disc situation. It could be they backwards compatible games and they just sold digitally. So again, be careful with that information. But she would not reveal whether Xbox next generation console, currently codenamed Project Helix, will have a disk drive at all. Again, She's been asked this question point blank several times, and she just will not answer it. So that's not a good indicator, guys. For the first time in the history of gaming, consoles across the board have seen price hikes years after they came out. It's partly due to the component cost, blah, blah, blah. As an industry, we're in the middle of a rampocalypse, she said. All the industry needs to start to innovate in affordability and efficiency. This is something that we have not had to do previously. But with the crisis that's currently happening in hardware and components, it is absolutely something all of us need to be thinking about and innovating on and giving people, see right here, this is the wording right here. Listen to this very carefully. But with the crisis that's currently happening in hardware and components, it is absolutely something all of us need to be thinking about and innovating on and giving people more choice in terms of how they play their console and how they purchase their console. Again, this isn't saying that the next console is going to be cheap. It's not. This is letting you know that they're gonna probably extend the financing program to people. And how they play their console is another interesting play on words there. I mean, there's going to be multiple versions, or is she basically telling us that there's going to be other ways to play, like cloud or dongle? I like that word, dongle. Xbox is part of Microsoft, which is one of the companies. Blah, blah, blah. AI is fundamentally changing a lot of things. Our job as Xbox, as we continue in our next generation, is to take into consideration what's happening in the world and build the best experience for our players. Yada, yada, yada. That meant, she said, for the next generation of consoles, Xbox had to think about hardware efficiency in terms of how you use storage and memory, the kind of price per unit, the components, things like that. So again, I mean, unless you guys are willing to spend close to $2,000 for a console next year, it's probably best that they wait. And then they're going to have to find any which way they can to save as much money as they can. That's why, for me, that's letting us know that there is going to be no disk drive or physical media next generation. But again, that's just me, and I could be wrong. Who knows? But I'm gonna stick with that. I'm doubling down on that. And then there's an interesting thing here. How Xbox console prices have changed since launch. So the original Xbox came out in 2001. Price at launch was $299. In 2004, this says the console had dropped $150. So the Xbox in 2004, you could buy it for $150. I don't remember, but I wasn't buying consoles in 2004, so I couldn't tell you. The 360 came out in 2005 and it sold for $299. 3 years later, it was down $100, so it went down to $200. The Xbox One came out in 2013. It was $400, and by 2017, it had come down $100. That was just for the standard. Now the One X obviously went up $200. I think it was closer to $500, if not more. The Series S. But see, this is kind of unfair because of what's going on right now. But the Series S came out in 2020. So did the Series X. They both came out in 2020. The Series S was $300. This year, it's gone up $200. So now that thing's selling for $500, which is the original price of the Series X. Now the Series X is now selling for $800. It went up $300. The Xbox One was initially released with I did not know this. The Xbox One came with a Kinect. That's why it cost an extra $100. And they dropped the Kinect, and then it was, got it. And then the Xbox One S, a slimmed down version of the Xbox One, was released in 2017 for $299. That's where the price difference came into play. Got it. Okay. So anyhow, very interesting stuff here. But again, I will put this in. I can figure out how to. I'll put this in Discord for you guys so you can read through it. But that was an interview she did 2 days ago. I knew I had just recently seen it. Big birthday cake. I remember when the PS3 came out, it was $5.99. Damn, was it really? So the PS3 was going up against the Xbox 360. And it sold for $200 more? That's fucking bonkers, dude. Okay. So here's the difference. The 20 gig version was $500. The 60 gig version was the $599. So even still, it was still $100 more than the 360, and I think the 360 technically was more powerful. The PlayStation just had that weird. What was it called? It was called like the cell CPU or some shit like that. The cell processor. Yeah. Had a custom built cell broadband engine processor. Which is why emulating the PlayStation 3 is so fucking difficult. Because it was crazy. I remember, yeah, at the time the devs were talking about how it was so hard to make fucking games for the PlayStation 3 because that processor was like one of a kind that no one had ever really fucked with. And even since then. At launch, the PS3 received a mixed reception, largely due to its high price, $599 for the 60 gig model, which is equivalent to $960 in 2025. All right, I don't want to hear anybody talk shit about the console prices then. That's wild. So the $499 for the 20 gig model for the $500 model, that's equivalent to $800 now. So what are we complaining about? Consoles of voice? I don't know, man. I'll never forget when I hooked that up to my to a TV, HDMI TV for the first time. I was like, what the fuck have I been doing? So true, dude. So true. Now I had the TV that I had, it did have HDMI, but for the original Xbox, for the 360 came out, I was using component cable, and then the on the original Xbox, if your TV had a component, you were in a good place. But man, yeah, you're right. When going from five cables to one when the 360 came out was awesome. Awesome. I think I still had the because they didn't release. Did they release the HDMI adapter here? Let's find out. So, because the original, if you guys remember, the original Xenon did not have HDMI until the next version came out, which I think was the Zephyr. I think the Zephyr is the one that had HDMI. So you had to buy the cable thing that went in there. So let's go Xbox 360 HDMI adapter. I wish it would tell you like when it came out. That's what I'm looking for. HDMI supported the Xbox 360 to be with the release of the Xbox Elite on April. That's not what I'm looking for. For older consoles without an HDMI port, third-party AV, such as those Madcats being arriving around mid-2008. Oh, so the 360 didn't have any type of HDMI until the new model came out? I thought they released a dongle that changed the component 2. Then that must be how I was running it then. My original Xbox 360 red ringed in 2007. And I'm getting a new one, but I think by then they already had the HDMI versions out. I don't remember. Either way. Okay. See, learn something new every day. I played that thing till I got the red light of death and resurrected it twice before it was toast. So on the PlayStations, there were the yellow light of death. I repaired a couple of them back in the day. The PlayStation 3s were extremely hard to get apart too. It was just 1,000 different screws. They're all different sizes, so you had to keep track of what you were taking apart. It was like sandwiched together. It was like a sandwich board. So you had to keep like taking things off each side of it to get to the nitty gritty there. The 360 was easy as shit to take apart. I can do that with my eyes closed. Because the 360 was basically just a metal, it was just a tray. It was just a metal tray. The motherboard sat in there and then everything kind of went on top of it. And then there was just plastic that just kind of like what do you call it, clamshell case that just kind of snapped into place. 2 side pieces, faceplate, done. Easy shit. Every time you hear dongle, I've been saying it a lot today. It was a pain, especially if you didn't have the Torx driver. Yes. And then they had the security, Torx. So you couldn't fit a Torx in unless it had the hole in it. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a special bit set. The security bit set is what it's called. That has all those types of security key. Because I was also taking apart controllers and shit at the time, and you needed to have one of those. You could break, if you got a screwdriver small enough, you can put it in there and you can break that little nipple off. You can just break nipples, and then you can get your Torx in there, but it didn't always work. Would just wedge a small flathead in there and yeah. Yes. You could turn it that way if you're lucky, but what I would do is if it was the smaller screws, you could actually like get in there, you can kind of bend it and it would just snap off and then you're good to go. But you and I we're definitely the same there. All right, let's see what we got going on. Okay. Okay, so I think that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about unless you guys did. I just wanted to touch base on what we've been doing this week. What's happening in the gaming industry. Which isn't a lot. Again, if anybody here has the Insider program, the Xbox Insider program, Penguin, we think that you're probably the guy as of right now. On Monday, when you guys get access to this disc to digital program, please, and anybody else that has this, please share with us the process. I'm very interested in knowing how this is going to work and how well it works and how long it takes and what the steps are in this process. So if you guys could do that, I really, really appreciate you. It sounds like the wife and I will be on gaming tonight. I don't know why I bother. But I should be back on Monday. As of right now, it's our daughter's first day back to school. So she'll be out of the house, and normally she's working. I think she just left to go to work. She got to work at 2, so I think she just left. Either way, thanks for coming back and hanging out with me for a little while. I know I like an absentee father here. I apologize. As summer winds down, we'll be getting more into the streams. I'm once I figure out this console situation, I'd love to get back in there and try to play some games with Peak. I got to get a hold of Peak. So we're going to get back into gaming. We're going to get back and having some fun. But thank you guys for being here. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I should see you on Monday. If not, you will hear from me. I won't just ghost you guys. So anyhow, going to touch grass, going to fix some things, get them things done. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. Peace out.